Mr. Speaker, let me begin very quickly by thanking alluding to the wrongly indicating that he claimed that the Akufo-Addo government did not do much with unemployment. He didn't say so. This is exactly what he said, and I quote, Mr. Speaker. He said, "Now, Mr. Speaker, let me be the first to say no government has fully solved this problem, including the previous MPP government, and we must all take our share of the responsibility for that. But the question before this House today is what is being done now to tackle it and whether or not it is working." End quote. Mr. Speaker, this is the very profound statement the Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah made, and this is the question he put before this House, and that is the question I seek to answer. And that is the question that our friends have deviated from and making wrong assumptions and conclusions about what he said. Mr. Speaker, again, he went further to give a 5-point recommendations. 5 points. It's all in a statement. Obviously, my friend probably did not take his time to go through the statement. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 5. He just did not come to this House to make a hollow statement. He gave recommendations. Mr. Speaker, the unemployment situation is gotten worse, and the Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah stated so, and that is a fact, and the data is here. If you look at the data, Mr. Speaker, quarter 4 of 2024, unemployment stood at 30.8%. Quarter 3 of 2025, unemployment is 34.4%. It's gotten worse, and that is why he's making this statement. And Mr. Speaker, our friends are strenuously making the point that unemployment is not an issue in Ghana and that they are solving unemployment. I think the jury is out there. We will leave it to Ghanaian unemployed youth. If you are a Ghanaian young man watching us now,
who exactly said that?
Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that our colleagues from the other side, their position, the argument they are making is that they are solving the unemployment situation in Ghana. That's the point they are making. Mr. Speaker, may I proceed? Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, so the point I'm making very simply, that the Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah posed a question: how do we solve this problem? And I'm saying that our colleagues on your right-hand side, the NDC majority, is strenuously arguing that they are solving the unemployment situation problem in Ghana. I'm saying that if you're a young man watching us, that you will be the best judge whether the unemployment situation is being solved. And I've just given data to indicate, Mr. Speaker, that the unemployment situation in Ghana today has gotten worse. Akufo-Addo left with 30% unemployment. President Mahama and the NDC today have taken it to 34.4%. That is the data. I'm not making it up. Mr. Speaker, let me say that, Mr. Speaker, what is the government doing about unemployment? The budget of 2026, the government committed to create 850,000 jobs. They said they will create 250,000 jobs from integrated oil palm. Mr. Speaker, they said they will create 500,000 jobs from Big Push. In the integrated oil palm, in 2026, they were going to acquire land. That's all they were going to do. And then Big Push, they said they will create jobs for masons, for carpenters, and so on and so forth. All those are important. However, we are talking about youth graduate unemployment. What is the government's plan to tackle youth graduate unemployment? Mr. Speaker, the government is committed 290 million Ghana cedis to purchase sanitary pads. And yes, when it comes to 1 million coders and when it comes to Ajumawura program combined, the government is committed 100 million Ghana cedis. That is a question of priorities. If you give a young woman a job and the young woman earns money, the young woman will be able to purchase her own sanitary. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by saying that government across Ghana says they are solving unemployment by building 24-hour markets. Mr. Speaker, today in Ghana, even in the afternoon, people are not purchasing goods and products. People are not purchasing maize. People are not purchasing farm produce. Across the length and breadth of Ghana, markets are not operating in the afternoon. Purchasing power is gone down. There's no liquidity. You are not paying private sector. The finance minister is not funding agriculture. He is not funding industry, which are the backbones of our economy. You cannot create a day economy. You cannot create a 12-hour economy. How are you going to create a 24-hour economy? The unemployment situation is getting worse, and that's a fact. I thank you, Mr.
Yes, Honorable Adam Agbana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this very important statement ably delivered by the Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. Mr. Speaker, let me begin by commending the maker of the statement for the constructive manner in which he delivered this statement. Mr. Speaker, the issue of unemployment is a national security issue, not just an economic issue. And it's an issue that all of us in this House must unite around the flag and agree that it is the biggest threat to the security of our nation. And I say, Mr. Speaker, that unemployment remains even the biggest threat to the democracy which makes it possible for all of us to sit in this chamber making laws for this country. And so we must approach the issue of unemployment from a very patriotic, very nationalistic point of view. After the statement was ably delivered, Mr. Speaker, the commentary that followed, my only surprise is that some of the commentary from the other side makes it appear as though before January 2025, there was an issue where, or there was no issue of unemployment. But the figures are there, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let us be very honest and brutally honest about this conversation. Mr. Speaker, the first thing we need to recognize is that every year, about 300,000 people graduate from our various universities, and over 60% of them are unable to find jobs. So what happens is that the number keeps piling up, and so in subsequent years, others will graduate, and only less than 40% will find jobs. So the connectivity between education and the economy is something that has not been able to fix. Mr. Speaker, we need to fix the education to economy pipeline, and that must be fixed by industrialization. Mr. Speaker, that is the only way to go. That is why the 24-hour economy, which has become a blueprint for industrializing this country, must be embraced. And when we hear from our friends in the NPP, they have reduced this whole 24-hour economy issue to just slogans and the market and what have you. But in this House, Mr. Speaker, we were presented with the economic blueprint for the 24-hour economy, which involves, Mr. Speaker, in case maybe they were not there, we had orientation, a post-budget orientation in this House, and the Honorable Gusitano was here. He mounted a discharge board and oriented members of this House about, and so if you were not there, or you did not pay attention, I'm sorry, but we cannot accept responsibility for your failure not to pay attention to key economic policies. However, government is instituting a 24-hour economic policy which is seeking to industrialize. It is out of that. That is why today, the Volta Lake and across that zone, we have some investment being made to create job opportunities. Mr. Speaker, the other thing we need to fix is the fact that as we speak, in our country, we export almost everything as a raw material. No country can solve the problem of unemployment if we are not adding value to the natural resources that we have. And we have to look at this issue from a critical point of view, where whether in mining, whether in the oil and gas sector or what have you, agriculture, we must begin to add value to the things that we are producing. And I must say that it is good news that as we speak today, Gold Board, for example, they have started adding value to the gold that we are mining here before exporting or selling it outside there. Mr. Speaker, the other issue we also have to look at with the issue of unemployment is the fact that successive governments talk about entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship without key support for young people in terms of capital is actually cruelty. Let us look at how we can introduce a fund to support young people who are seeking to enter into entrepreneurship. That is a sustainable means by which we can support young people to create jobs for others. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes, Deputy Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I yield the leadership to we've done three.
Yes, you have the floor.
No, three.
You have the floor.
Yes. Thank
Mr. Speaker, I would like to commend the maker of this statement for bringing such an important issue before the House today. Mr. Speaker, the situation we face today, we've gone beyond somebody proposing an Indomie 133 economy situation. Mr. Speaker, the situation that we face today, the young people are not asking for pity. In our various constituencies today, Mr. Speaker, maybe my colleagues will try to shy away from that problem. There's a growing trend where the young people, after acquiring a degree, because there are no jobs, they are now looking forward to applying for another course to obtain another degree. They keep piling these certificates with a job deferred for a day, date, year that they cannot even tell. Again, Mr. Speaker, we were in this chamber when the NDC themselves brought this 24-hour economy thing before our very august house. We are almost into 24 months since they got into this government. And today, if you go to even the 24-hour economy secretariat, they themselves do not practice that 24-hour economy that they are talking about. Again, Mr. Speaker, another interesting phenomenon. This is a subtle introduction of unemployment tax, because as they keep acquiring the certificates and degrees with no end in sight, and somebody is telling us that we've heard these things before, we've heard these things before. Isn't it strange that, Mr. Speaker, we have a government today that they will tell you that we are launching a 1 million coders program, almost 18 months or more into their tenure. They have not even been able to onboard even 100,000 out of the 1 million. Mr. Speaker, they come and they tell us about the Jumeirah project. You ask them and they are not able to give you even figures to run with. Go to the Ministry for Youth Development. Even that ministry itself is underfunded. They themselves need a rescue and a bailout. Mr. Speaker, our colleagues should not reduce this unemployment situation, which Adam aptly put it. It is a national security matter. Because if the young people in our various constituencies cannot see any end in sight, the politicians become a target for their frustration. And so, Mr. President himself came here, whilst he was talking about 10,000 people even coming under a particular program, they were able to only boast of 475. Honorable Oppong Nkrumah should be commended for making such a bold statement on this floor. But we want to appeal to our colleagues. If they have run out of ideas in helping solve the unemployment situation, they should go for this statement. Mr. Speaker, we won't be intimidated. Mr. Speaker, it is clear from the ongoing that our colleagues, they need help as far as solutions are concerned. And then to make matters worse, under the Big Push program, this year, they said they were going to employ about 900,000 young people. We are in June. Mr. Speaker, even the carrying mortar, water, sun, that one jobs, even they haven't been able to even employ 10,000 out of it. So what are we talking about here? I believe that the solutions proposed in this statement are real and they are tested in other countries, and these are things that we can support the young people of our country when it comes to it. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we need a very serious debate on the issue of unemployment in our country. If you walk on the street of Accra today, Mr. Speaker, the street today in Accra is hot. Mr. Speaker, I don't know what you are hearing in your constituency, but in some of us in our constituencies, you go there, the young people approach you and they ask you, when you go to Parliament, ask Mr. Speaker to ask the President that Ejumano Ewo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, majority.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And thank you to the maker of this statement, Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. It's a very important statement, extremely important statement that, as it was said earlier, it's of a serious national security concern. None of us in this room is safe for as long as unemployment continues in this country. Mr. Speaker, I wish my brother had made this statement about 8 years ago, when unemployment actually started going up. Look, from 8%, we got to 16 in 2024, and my brother was actually part of the government. But as I have said earlier, it looks as if we get our best ideas. As we were told we have no ideas, we get our best ideas when we are in opposition. And I'm glad, better late than never. I will urge my honorable brother and our friends on the other side to support the government of today in dealing with this unemployment problem, which is a timing bomb for all of us. And stop playing politics with it, because when the chicken come home to roost, it will affect all of us. I'm sure I can remind you, and you know so well, what caused the Arab Spring. It is as a result of excessive unemployment that created that situation. If we continue with policies that cannot hold water, and continue that if you do things like NAPCO, at the moment as I speak to you, as chairman of GRA, we have 2,000 NAPCO people sitting there, temporary staff, which we have taken a decision. We have taken a decision to absorb them, because we have realized that they are Ghanaians. We need to give them proper jobs to do and pay them proper wages. This gimmick of having NAPCO and these kind of strategies don't actually work. Now, when you come to meet an economy as disastrous as the one you left, it takes time to get things done. And that, as I said, I'm surprised that in a year or so, you have found your voices again, and now you become champion of unemployment. Mr. Speaker, all the things that His Excellency President Mahama has said, we are working on it, and progress is being made. You can mock the 24-hour economy, but eventually, that is what will bring some relief to this country. Mr. Speaker, a lot is being done. We have restored, as I said yesterday in the contribution, I said when we came to office, certain things had to be done first before you can do others. One of them was to stabilize the economy that you put in a vegetative state. We have to get the economy back. That has been done. We are growing the economy, and the jobs will come at the back of that. This government has been in office for 1 year and just about 5 months or 6 months. Things are being done. The economy that we thought would take 8 years to restore has been done within a year. The jobs that you are shouting about, eventually, the jobs will come, and people who are looking for jobs, especially our youth, will get jobs to do. Please do not make a play of this unemployment situation, which started about 10 years ago. It's been going up and up with wrong policies. We never achieved anywhere. If your policies in the right 8 years created some better jobs in this country, we will not be talking about what you are talking about today. Let's be serious in this country. Let's get our people to work. And I thank my honorable brother that better late than never. After 8 years, he's found his voice in making what I think is one of the best statements that has been made in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Honourable members, let's move to the statement number C at page 3 of today's other paper. Standing in the name of Honourable Laurentia Jiwonu, Member of Parliament for Kwapim South. You have the floor.
Right Honourable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to make this statement on Ghana's participation in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, a historic tournament that marks a new chapter in global football and yet another opportunity for Ghana to showcase her sporting excellence on the world stage. Mr. Speaker, in moments like this, Ghana becomes one heartbeat. Political differences and all other divisions fade away. What? Political differences and all other divisions fade away. And for 90 minutes at a time, we are no longer NDC, NPP, or otherwise. We are simply Ghana, united behind 11 warriors on the pitch. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is unprecedented in many ways. It is the first World Cup in history to be jointly hosted by 3 nations, namely the United Nations of America, Canada, and Mexico. It is equally the first edition of the World Cup to feature 48. Sorry. Mr. Speaker, I beg your pardon, my microphone is not really strong. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is unprecedented in many ways. It is the first World Cup in history to be jointly hosted by 3 nations, namely the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. It is equally the first edition of the World Cup to feature 48 participating countries, expanding from the traditional 38-team format. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is the largest and most inclusive FIFA World Cup ever staged, with 104 matches to be played across the 3 host nations. Mr. Speaker, from our maiden appearance at the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany to our landmark quarter-final feat in South Africa in 2010, the Black Stars have demonstrated that Ghana possesses the requisite talent, resilience, and determination to compete at the highest level of world football. Mr. Speaker, our World Cup has so far been marked by the remarkable brilliance of players whose outstanding performances have brought immense national pride and elevated Ghana's flag on the global stage. Our legendary striker, Asamoah Gyan, remains the highest scoring African in FIFA World Cup history with 6 goals across 3 tournaments. Also, our iconic footballers, such as the Ayew brothers, Sule Muntari, Kevin Prince Boateng, John Mensah, John Painto, and several other distinguished players have projected Ghana onto the global stage and continue to inspire millions worldwide. As 2026 FIFA World Cup commences today, we must recognize that football in recent times is far more than a sport. It is a global industry that creates employment, attracts investments, drives tourism, strengthens media and entertainment, and reinforces national identity. Let us proudly wear Ghana, celebrate our heritage, and promote the greatness of our nation through this World Cup. We must also emphasize that sporting success does not happen by chance or overnight, but through the right investments, planning, and nurturing of talent. I firmly believe that Ghana will one day become the first African country to win the FIFA World Cup if the aforementioned measures are put in place. One cannot be more proud than to witness the prudent decision of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to adopt the recommendations of the Jamafe Committee by discontinuing the use of scarce public funds to sponsor supporters to international tournaments. This practice previously drained millions of dollars from the public purse, resources that could have been directed towards critical national priorities, including investments within the sports sector. The decision of the government is a clear indication of its unwavering commitment to fiscal discipline, national priorities, and the national interest. Mr. Speaker, before I take my seat, it is important to emphasize that under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ghana has witnessed an unprecedented approach to national mobilization of the World Cup, particularly through the World Cup fundraising initiative, spearheaded by the Ministry of Sport and Recreation, the Ministry of Finance, and the Ghana Football Association. This initiative has fostered national unity and enabled individuals and corporate entities to make tangible contributions in support of Ghana's participation on a significant scale. For Ghana, even our celebrated musical icons, Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy, set aside their differences and embraced each other in solidarity and support of the Black Stars during the launch of the World Cup fundraising initiative. For Ghanaian fans who will be present at the 2026 Mondial in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico, let your voices be heard in the stadia. Let our players feel your presence through the ever-captivating drama, and let your energy and encouragement motivate them to deliver their very best for Mother Ghana. As the tournament unfolds, let us stand firmly behind the Black Stars. Let us raise the Ghanaian jersey and the Ghanaian flag high for all the world to see. Above all, may they bring honor and glory to the Republic of Ghana. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honourable members, that is our second statement for today. And again, I'll ask how many comments are we taking? Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we prayed earlier on that when we do the 4-4 for the first one, we'll begin to scale down on the number so that we can catch up on time. So for this one, 2-2, and then leadership. So that will be 2-2 plus leadership is 3-3.
Very well.
So we can get to the others.
Minority.
Okay. We are okay.
Very well. Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the statement made by Honorable Laurentia and also as a member of the Sports Committee. Mr. Speaker, this is our 5th World Cup appearance, and as stated by the maker of the statement, Ghanaians and World Cup have special bond. To us, it is more than football. It is a pride, unity, and a Black Star energy. Mr. Speaker, Ghana made its first appearance in 2006 with a remarkable success by reaching the quarterfinal. Let me use this opportunity to commend His Excellency, the ex-President John Agyeku Nkufuor, for having a faith in them by putting in more resources for us to get to that remarkable success. Mr. Speaker, today marks the beginning of the World Cup, and it's very sad when we went out there. You don't see the enthusiasm and the energy that comes with the World Cup tournament. Mr. Speaker, all this as a result of meaningful Ghanaians who want to genuinely support the Black Star with their own resources have been denied visas. And this one has brought to this sadness or situations happening this time. Mr. Speaker, with all this, I will also add my voice to entreat Ghanaians, irrespective of all these unhappy situations, to wear their Black Star jerseys, go out there and support them. And I know they will feel the spirit wherever they are. So, Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I will conclude and say, go high, Black Star. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Honourable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on the statement by the Honourable Member of Akuapem South. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, I rise with profound honor and excitement to rally Ghanaians to support Black Stars in this very important endeavor. Football unites the nation beyond politics, beyond ethnicity, and beyond social status. That is why at this very important moment, we all need to rally behind the Black Stars. Mr. Speaker, anytime the Black Stars takes to the field, they carry not only the hopes of millions of Ghanaians, but they carry the aspirations of the entire nation that is determined to excel at the global stage. Mr. Speaker, as we prepare for our opening game against Panama on Wednesday night, may I take this opportunity to reflect on the enormous importance of opening matches at the World Cup level. Mr. Speaker, at our maiden appearance in Germany, even though we lost our first game against Italy 2-0, the players displayed a lot of courage and determination, and that strong performance laid the foundation for our subsequent victories against Czech Republic and the United States. In 2010, Ghana made a dream start by beating Serbia 1-0, and that propelled Ghana to advance to the quarterfinals of the 2010 World Cup, and would have made history as the first African country to have reached semi-finals, but for the infamous hand of Suarez. However, Mr. Speaker, in 2014, the regrettable event in Brazil started with a defeat to United States, and Ghana could not bounce back. This defeat triggered chains of unpalatable events, resulting in our humiliating exit at the group stage. Similarly, Mr. Speaker, in 2022 in Qatar, having suffered another defeat in the hands of Portugal, Ghana could not rise to the occasion again. It is for these experiences that, Mr. Speaker, I want to use this forum to caution the players, officials, and all Ghanaians to eschew complacency as we prepare against Panama on Wednesday, because it has been established that the opening matches usually make or unmake teams at the World Cup. So we need to win against Panama. And Mr. Speaker, Wednesday's match is not about 3 points only. It is about laying a very strong foundation to motivate the players to go into the game against England and Croatia. Mr. Speaker, Ghana finds itself in a very difficult group where we have England, that has been named as one of the favorites. We also have Croatia. And in 2018, Croatia reached finals at the World Cup in Russia. 2023 in Qatar, third place, they reached semi-finals. So this clearly is a very strong team. Even though the team is aging, we cannot underestimate the influence of the likes of Modric, Perisic, and Kramaric in the team. Again, Panama may not be on the same pedestal as England and Croatia. But, Mr. Speaker, they have proven to be a very resilient and tactically disciplined side. Their recent friendlies, they beat Dominican Republic 4-2 and drew with Bosnia-Herzegovina 1-1. So, Mr. Speaker, we are in a very difficult group. We may have our individual differences and individual opinions about call-ups and...
Honourable Member, your time is up. Yes, Honourable Sami Oku.
Mr. Speaker, let me commend my neighbor, the maker of the statement, Akuapem South. Mr. Speaker, football is the passion of the nation. It was our hope and belief that as prosperity was trickling down, and just as my sister was calling for a bipartisan nationalistic approach to the support, at least the slots would have been shared in a bipartisan way and a nationalistic way so that we can all be cheering and chanting and supporting our Black Stars. So, Speaker, that notwithstanding, it is our hope and prayer that our colleagues from the other side who got the opportunity to get their constituents to go witness the World Cup in Canada, Mexico, and the United States, they will also do justice and make us proud by presenting themselves in a nationalistic way, by wearing Ghana and being proud of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, just as my good sister and Member of Parliament for Akuapem South stated, football comes with its own economic activities. Whereas we also understand the fact that we are not in normal times, I would like to also use this platform to also encourage the players to show discipline on the field and also make the entire nation proud. As for the mood of the nation, it is down because of the economic situation we find ourselves in. However, we hope that the football can at least bring us some joy and at least also lift us from the sad mood that we find ourselves in as a nation in distress and enjoy the beautiful game called soccer and football. So, Speaker, I also would like to use this platform to also urge the young people who will also be watching the various matches at the various centers. They also have to also be cautious about the activities that they also engage in and be disciplined enough. For many young people who enjoy watching football, it also comes with alcohol. And Mr. Speaker, let nobody pretend that even the hooliganism and vandalism that comes with sports at some centers, at the heart of it is also alcohol. And also those who will be sponsoring many of these event centers and organizing these watch parties. We also want to encourage them that whereas they invest in helping us to enjoy the soccer, they must also ensure that people who are also watching these games are properly protected and are also not drinking excessively. And also to our colleagues on the other side, this is not an NDC World Cup, it is Ghana World Cup. And so any attempt to also make it look like it's an NDC World Cup should also not be encouraged. We are supporting each other to make sure that the national team will make us proud. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and once again, let me commend the maker of the statement. Thank you very much.
Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, this is a house of record. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of record. And I want you to go on record that no NDC Member of Parliament has been given any slots to take their constituency. Please, nobody has been given any slots. You can't just peddle falsehood without providing any evidence to that effect. You can't rise up in this house and peddle falsehood without providing any evidence. Mr. Speaker, I think that you need to issue an order for that falsehood to be withdrawn from a statement.
Let me continue, Mr. Speaker, by commending Ghana and the Ghana Blasters for qualifying to the World Cup. Mr. Speaker, if you recall when we were playing the qualifiers, the Blasters couldn't even qualify to the Africa Cup of Nations. But for our victory in the last elections, I sincerely believe that, Mr. Speaker, I wouldn't have qualified to the World Cup. There's no way we would have qualified because we couldn't. It was the same time that we were playing the qualifiers for the World Cup that we were playing qualifiers for the Africa Cup of Nations. Unfortunately, they couldn't qualify the team to Africa Cup of Nations. We moved in with good management and what have you. We have succeeded in qualifying the team to the World Cup. Let me use this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to call on all Ghanaians to rally around the national team. This is our team. This is our team. It's incumbent on all of us to support the team and pray for the team. I have followed Ghana Blasters for all these many years. And any time that the team comes across as though they are not well prepared, is the time they give us a prize at tournament. I am very, very confident that this team that we have, and the management team that we have, and the Ministry of Sports that we have, and the support of government and president, and the prayers of Ghanaians, this team is going to go far in the tournament. This team is going to go far in the tournament. Those who are praying and wishing that to return home as early as possible, they will be disappointed, Mr. Speaker. They will be disappointed, Mr. Speaker. The team will travel far in the tournament. Mr. Speaker, let me also remind all of us that this tournament, most of the matches will be played in the night. Some of the matches will travel as far back in the night as 2 a.m., 1 a.m., what have you. And so I want to encourage our people, those who may want to watch the matches outside of their homes, to take precaution. That when you move out of your house at 2 a.m., that you are going to watch the match at an event center. We want everybody to be alive. We want everybody to be well protected. And so people should take precaution. Let me add my voice that some colleagues have created, an environment for people to watch the matches. But to the extent that the match will be played outside, let's urge them to provide some form of security, that persons who go and watch the matches in those areas will not be affected in any way. The Speaker, I conclude by saying that our national team will make us proud. Our national team will succeed at this tournament. I call on all of us to pray for the team, support the team, and let the team go forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to commend the maker of the statement for reminding us that we as a nation have a task ahead of us. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute to the statement on the Ghana's participation in 2026 FIFA World Cup. Mr. Speaker, at the moment, such as this, our political affiliations, ethnic backgrounds, religious beliefs, and social differences become secondary. I'm surprised that our brother, the last speaker, was making an indication that it is our wish, members on our side, it is our wish that we feel. As members of this parliament.
That wasn't what he said.
Yes, it's very secondary. And Mr. Speaker, the 2026 FIFA World Cup presents a historic opportunity. It is the first World Cup to be jointly hosted by 3 different countries. And it is important that we notice that even participation has gone up at this point in time. And it is worth noting that Ghana has, as a country, has qualified to participate in this World Cup. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's football story is one of resilience, determination, and excellence. From our maiden appearance at the FIFA World Cup in 2006 to our memorable quarterfinals. Ghana has consistently demonstrated that we can compete to the very best in the football tournament. Our football heroes, what have we turned them now? We have turned them now to be ambassadors of the country. And I think it is a motivation for everybody, or those who are interested in soccer, to aspire to be one of such people, especially our youth, who will aspire to be one of such people in the future. Mr. Speaker, while we celebrate the success of our national team, we must also acknowledge that the football is much more than just sporting activity. It is also economical. Those of us who will be here in Ghana and are not participating outside, what are we left with? We are left with a situation when Ghana are playing their matches, we all go for jerseys, we all go for things that will cheer them up spiritually and ensure that our Black Stars wins the game. Mr. Speaker, one lesson from countries that have achieved sustained football success in excellence does not happen by accident. It is the product of deliberate effort, deliberate development from the grassroots. We must invest in community pitches, school sports, courts, footballs. It is no wonder that the previous government invested so much in developing football pitches to the standard, the international standards that we've all know. If we are to compete consistently, Mr. Speaker, at the highest level, we must strengthen football development. And at the grassroots, we must invest in community pitches. And it is important that whatever has been started previously must be continued by now, so that we can have football pitches all strewn up in the communities around. For example, many talented young footballers in rural areas possess extraordinary abilities, but they lack access to the right pitches to develop them into the
Thank you very much. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to add my voice to this able statement made by my sister, the MP for Equapim South. Mr. Speaker, football unites the world. Football unites nations. Football unites towns. Football unites families. Mr. Speaker, I hope that on this occasion, where we've had the opportunity again for the Ghana Black Stars to represent us in the World Cup, we will all come together as a nation, as a family, to support our Black Stars. I hope that we will put our political gloves on the shelf while the Black Stars are playing and support the national team to make progress to wherever God will take them in this tournament. Mr. Speaker, it's unfortunate that maybe not many people will be able to go from here, Ghana, to the United States, Canada, and Mexico to watch the games. But the assurance is that we can equally be able to enjoy the game from here. I think His Excellency has encouraged Ghanaians living in the United States to try and go and support the Black Stars. I have no doubt that the stadiums where the Black Stars will play will be full of Ghanaians to support our players. Mr. Speaker, in times like this, we should then be able to look back and reflect that how can we develop our own domestic football. You realize that we have some of our players who play for other countries or they play in other countries. Times like this, we call them home to come and play for the Black Stars. We've got to begin to think, why are these players so good that we want them to be part of the national team? It's because they play their football elsewhere. They have been developed on good pitches, good coaches, and good structures. We can do the same here. If we give the same support to our players and our local football here, we will in the future be able to get as many of our local talent to be able to play football at that high level. But most importantly, Mr. Speaker, the support that we give to the Black Stars, we have been fortunate that on about 3 or 4 different occasions, we've had the opportunity to participate in the FIFA World Cup. I pray and hope that we will get the opportunity to play more and more of this World Cup, and eventually one day, in our lifetime, the Black Stars be able to go out there and lift the World Cup. Mr. Speaker, I wish the players well, I wish the coaches well, I wish our sports minister well, and we hope and pray that we will get a result or get to a level where we will be credible as a football nation. Ghana is a football nation. Every citizen in this country is a coach, can select the 11 people who should play. We should support them with our blessings. Mr. Speaker, and I thank again the maker of this statement. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. Our members, we've come to the end of comment on the statement under reference. Before we move to the other statement, I crave your indulgence to acknowledge the presence of our students visiting us. We have Private Universities Student Association, Ghana, led by Bright Asiedu Adamte, General Secretary, Accra, the numbered 42. We also have APA Emmanuel Child and Youth Development Center, led by Frank Ochre Bedu, Accounts Officer. They are from Mampong, the numbered 60. We have Faith Hills Community School, led by Rita Opon Sapon, a teacher. They are from Sanaregu, they numbered 56. All members, on your behalf, I welcome our dear students and urge them to have a fruitful visit to Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Now we move to the third and fourth statement, which is on same subject matter, child abuse. The statement number D, standing in the name of Honorable Hajia Zuera Mohammed Ibrahim, Member of Parliament for Salaga South. Then the E, Honorable Dorcas Tofe, Member of Parliament for Jomoro, also on child abuse. Honorable members, we take the 2 statements jointly. Honorable Zuera Ibrahim, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity to make this statement on the crisis of child abuse in Ghana, an urgent call for systemic reform and zero tolerance. Mr. Speaker, I rise to make this statement on behalf of the children of Ghana, who deserve absolute protection, dignity, and safety. The matter I raise is one of profound and national urgency. The persistent and devastating scourge of child abuse that continues to plague our society despite our robust legislative frameworks and international commitments. Mr. Speaker, the 2023 Ghana Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey reveals that approximately 22% of children aged 1 to 14 experience violent discipline in our country, thus enduring physical and emotional abuse with alarming frequency. These violations contravene the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, to which Ghana is a signatory. They fundamentally jeopardize the physical, psychological, emotional, and social development of the future generation. Mr. Speaker, in June 2025, a video surfaced on social media depicting a 12-year-old child in New Ankasi bound with nylon ropes to a roof and brutally beaten by 3 adults. Mr. Speaker, again on 24 January 2026, 8-year-old Jalila Abdul Jalil was abused by her school house mistress at St. Olive's Grammar School in Dodua. This innocent child was allegedly flogged, accused of witchcraft, and forced to immerse her legs in hot water, leaving her at grave risk of leg amputation. Mr. Speaker, I personally visited Jalila and her family and witnessed firsthand the profound physical trauma and emotional difficulties that they faced. Mr. Speaker, words of condemnation are insufficient to express our outrage of these occurrences. We need, as a House, to look at how to strengthen legal frameworks and enforcement that will bolster the capacity of law enforcement and judicial systems to investigate and prosecute cases of child abuses. Mandate child safeguarding training for all educators, caregivers, and institutional staff. Protections for students, staff, and community members who report abuse. Promote awareness and education by launching nationwide campaigns to educate communities on rights of children, fostering a culture of zero tolerance for abuse. Mr. Speaker, we must look at expanding support for victims and survivors. Government stakeholders must build a comprehensive child protection ecosystem. And Mr. Speaker, we must know that without accountability, there can be no justice. And without justice, there can be no deterrent. The prosecutions in all cases of child abuse must proceed with the full weight of the law. We must ask why our child protection systems fail to prevent abuses, why victims and their families struggle to access support. And we must answer these questions with concrete reforms and consequences for institutional failures. Deterrence, Mr. Speaker, requires visible and consistent consequences. Let's create an environment where harming a child is too risky for the offender. Mr. Speaker, another incident of child abuse happened at Trinity Methodist Preparatory School in Eja in the Central Region. 2 young siblings, a 10-year-old boy in class 4 and his 8-year-old sibling in class 2, were subjected to severe punishment by their teacher, identified as Sir Ebenezer. According to their father, Mr. Moses Barnabas, the teacher administered 40 strokes of the cane to the elder child and 20 strokes to the younger, as punishment for sitting on chairs arranged for a school program. Mr. Barnabas found them crying with reddened stripes across their backs and arms. His complaints were met with unsatisfactory responses, compelling him to report the matter to the police. And he said, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, "I took my children to school to be educated, not to be abused in this manner," unquote. Mr. Speaker, in May this year, there was another incident of child abuse at North Legon, where a child was tied to a motorbike and dragged on the road. The intervention of a good Samaritan saved this child. Mr. Speaker, I want to use this opportunity to commend the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Dr. Agnes Namu-Mulati, who led a team from her office to visit the child. Mr. Speaker, despite Ghana's comprehensive legislative framework, the Children's Act 1998, Act 560, the Domestic Violence Act 2007, Act 732, child abuse remains pervasive, and we must tackle the regulatory vacuum that allows child abuse to occur in licensed and unlicensed schools. Mr. Speaker, I want to join all my colleague MPs to condemn the barbaric acts of child abuse. The children of Ghana are not statistics in a survey. They are human beings with dreams, potential, and an inherent right to safety and dignity. Jalila, the 12-year-old child from New Ankasi, and the 2 young boys from Eja deserve better. Every child in Ghana deserves better. Mr. Speaker, at the core of my calling to serve is to champion the rights of women. And we have to create a Ghana where no child suffers the horrors that Jalila and the other children and countless others have endured. The time for excuses has passed. The time for action is now. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, and I call on this House to join me in this critical mission. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable members, it's now time for comment, and as usual, how many comments are we taking?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I think we said earlier on we're working on the sliding scale, so now it's 1-1.
Very well. Well, once nobody is out to speak, I'll give the floor to the leadership, minority leadership, majority leadership. Yes. Hajia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me commend the maker of the statement for a very good statement, well researched, and that speaks to the facts. Mr. Speaker, the issue of child abuse is becoming unbecoming in our society. Mr. Speaker, there is a lot that needs to be done. And as enumerated by the maker of the statement, Mr. Speaker, we need to ensure that the laws that are already established are used to the core. Mr. Speaker, if you listened carefully, I can't imagine how a teacher, suffice me to say a so-called teacher, would whip a child, give a child up to 40 strokes, and the younger one, 20. I'm just imagining. Because these are children, their bones are even so fragile, you can hurt them internally without knowing. Mr. Speaker, sitting on a chair, chairs that you have arranged for a program. Why the program? Is it not for the school? Is it not for the children? Are the children not part of your interest group in having that program? That you have no way of talking to these children, but I don't know what word to even use for this. Mr. Speaker, such a teacher should not be forgiven. He is not a teacher. If it's a he or a she, that person is not a teacher. It's not worth that sort. Mr. Speaker, this notwithstanding, my pain is that when these incidences occur and they are arrested, eventually we do not hear the outcome. We don't know what happens. So at the end of the day, we are like a talk shop. We talk and we don't know what action has been taken or whether the victims are actually properly catered for, because some of them even need to be given some counseling so that they can overcome the trauma. Mr. Speaker, I recall that little boy of 12 years who was hung to the rope, beaten seriously, and an elderly man I saw using some liquid, which eventually I learned was pepper, to smear into the wounds, the cracks of the whip on the child's body. Although I followed to a certain stage and learned that the perpetrators were arrested, I do not know how much imprisonment they were given. Mr. Speaker, I will not want to end without also cautioning us, some of us in the villages, or with the perception that our children can go and stay with our relatives. We give our relatives or our children to our relatives, and they go and maltreat them. Mr. Speaker, the last one that I heard was in Accra here, and I think it's either Nima or Medina, where a lady had the impudence to roast a ladle, a cooking ladle, the spoon that we used, roast it properly and insert it into the bits of a girl. And she calls herself a woman, a mother for that matter. I learned they were running everywhere and pleading with the parents. They do not even know the repercussions, because this could lead to the child, when she grows, never ever having children. Mr. Speaker, we need to take this seriously, and I wish that we relook at our laws and ensure that justice is done when these offenses are meted on these young ones. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and let me thank the maker of the statement again for the statement. Thank you.
Honourable members, we have come to the end of statement for today. Majority Leader, any indication?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think, Mr. Speaker, that is the end of the statement. The last statement is similar to the one that has just been read. So yes, I think we'll consider that as taken. And I think we have not been 5 hours yet. So I want you to move that this House adjourns. What time? 10? No, let's do 12. Let's do 12 because I committee meetings 12. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's a committee meeting. So 12. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, so I have agreed with the leaders that 12 o'clock tomorrow. At noon, yes.
Motion move for adjournment. Any second.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, the prayer of the majority leader, which prayer was carried by his deputy, simply is that we should close and go home. Mr. Speaker, rightly so, behind him are a lot of empty seats. Well, you are in government. So, Mr. Speaker, if the majority is asking for adjournment because there is no government business, Mr. Speaker, I can't oppose this application, and I won't oppose it. So, Mr. Speaker, you may grant that prayer as prayed.
All members, motion moved and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. The question is, as many as are in favor, say aye. Aye. Those against, say no. All members, absolutely, the ayes have it. The House is accordingly adjourned till Friday, 12th June 2026 at 12 o'clock